Welcome to today's class. Today we're going to do something very different. We're going to do determiners, and I'm hoping that this will help a lot of people who have problems with articles, because as you can see, articles is letter A on our list of different determiners. Now there are many different determiners in English. Determiners are words which identify or quantify the noun. They always go with a noun, and if they don't go with a noun, they become a noun themselves, like pronouns. And you'll see that a bit later, hopefully. But in this first lesson, I just want to talk about mainly the identifying determiners, and these are articles, a and the, or zero article, which means you don't have any article. They're also demonstratives. Demonstratives are this, that, the, those, and these. And so these words are very similar to articles. They tell you which one, yeah? When you say this one, or that one, or those ones, or these ones, these words are functioning exactly the same as articles. So they are a different type of determiner, and they're very similar to articles, and you will not use them together. Please don't mix A or B or C together. Okay, you can't say this the car, or that a bicycle, or whatever, or my the, or my this, or this my, this is my. Okay, maybe, but not straight together. Yeah, don't put any of these A, B or C's together. So we have articles, we have demonstratives, and we have possessives: my, your, his, David's. Even a word with an apostrophe and an S, even a noun which is being used in the possessive, would be a possessive determiner. Because when you say David's passport, it's being used to tell you which passport, which one. It's being used to identify. Okay, so the first thing to remember is don't mix up A, B and C. That should help your articles, okay? The only time we can mix A, B and C is with the double genitive. And the double genitive follows this formula. It starts with an article or a demonstrative. And so I should put A or B here. A or B, plus noun, plus of, plus possessive pronoun. A or B here, A or B, article or demonstrative. So you can say that dog of his, or his dog. An idea of mine, or my idea. And this trick of theirs, or their trick. Okay, it's a double genitive because we're using a possessive pronoun and the word of, which shows possession, and genitive is all about possession. So this is called the double genitive. Okay, also don't mix personal pronouns with articles. You've probably been taught that before, and if you haven't, certainly make sure you know that. So don't mix A, B and C unless it's in a double genitive form. What about D and E? Well, D and E you can mix with A, B and C, which is why I've put a little line here, a dotted line, to show that they're slightly different, even though they still identify. Now, ordinal numbers, like first, second, third, they also tell you which one. When you say the second door, or the second turning on the left, you're telling them which turning. And we do say the second turning. Now, notice when we use one of these with ordinals, very often it's the. Okay, that's the first thing to notice. The first one, the second one, the first turning on the right or the second turning on the left. And the same for E, which is general ordinals, which is next, last or previous. We normally use the with all of D and E, okay? And it's because we know which one. And I've told you before to use a definite article when you know which one. Well, we know which one. We know it's the first student who came in the class. The first one, not the second one. And if you say the next lesson we will look at quantifying determiners, then I mean the next lesson, not the last one and not this one. So that's worth remembering. We say the next one, the last one, but we do just say this one without the, because you can't put the with this, okay, but you can put the with next or last. So we say the next lesson, the last president, the previous prime minister. You can use the with certainly all 5 of these, and we usually do when it's the, then an ordinal or a general ordinal, and then a noun. So I've got a lot of examples here, but I have put one example with a, because it is possible to occasionally use a. For example, if you say we gave him a second attempt, you wouldn't say the second attempt, because he's already had a first attempt, and so it's one of many attempts, and that's why you say a second attempt. But usually with these words you'll be using them in a definite sense, and you'll need the definite article, and so it will be the, first, second, next, previous, last, and then the noun, the first student, the next lesson, the previous president. However, there are exceptions, as always. Nothing is ever so simple. So with next week, last year, next month, last week, there's never any article when we talk about weeks, months and years. Why? I must admit I don't know why. And when I think about it, if we want to use 3 determiners in a row, for example, the next few years, if I want to say something like, in the next few years I'm going to make hundreds of more videos, in the next few years, now then with the and next and few, that's actually 3 determiners in a row, the, next, few. Few is here in quantifiers, you can see few right here. So if we use 3 quantifiers together with the years, then we really do need a the. Okay, the next few years, the last few weeks, the next 5 minutes. And 5, by the way, is a quantifier. Of course, it's a number. Should be right here after 4. So in the next 5 minutes, that would definitely need a the. But with any other time expressions, when it's just next or last, please don't use an article. It's not what we do. And that's all I can tell you at the moment. But when we have 3 determiners, certainly use an article and make it definite. We need the definite article in all of those cases. Okay, now I'll just quickly mention the quantifying ones, but I'm going to go into these in more detail in the next lesson, and also look at some of these as well, the way they match up. But quantifiers, some, any, much, many, all, each, few, little, a lot of, well, we can use these with just the noun here. Some students, many students, all students, a few students. Yeah, we could do it with just the noun. Or we can say some of the students, most of the students, all of the students, both of the students. So that's something to remember. You can use it with just plus noun, the quantifier, or you can say of the. It's not always like that. So for example, with no, you say no students came to the last class, or you say none of the students. So none of the is the same as no plus noun. No students, none of the students. But with most quantifiers, we can say some students, some of the students, some of those students, some of these students. But what we and also we can do it with C, with the possessives. Some of my students, some of his students, some of their students. So there's a lot of different ways we can use these quantifiers, and there are a few different patterns that I want you to learn. So we'll perhaps look at some of these in more detail in the next lesson, and we'll look at how we can mix these quantifying determiners and identifying determiners, and what order we need to use them in. Now, I hope that's all clear. If you have any questions about any of what I've spoken about, please ask me, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you've liked the video, please give it a like, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching.